All right, Q4 is coming. Time for another rant. In this case, I want to talk about Instagram artists and creators, i.e., you guys, in Q4. Semicolon, not on my watch. Not on my watch. And what do I mean by that? You guys, Instagram remains the most important social media platform for artists and creators. Okay. That's not going to change anytime soon. Thankfully, most of you guys are watching or on Instagram, so you already know this. And I think with a proper Instagram strategy, a proper link in your bio to a proper art selling website, you have the ability to transact commerce. You can absolutely kill it this holiday season in this run up to Q4 if you stop ignoring the rules. I need everybody to stop ignoring the rules. There are rules, okay? There are rules. And as I got started this morning in on just doing my job and going through everything, I'm like acutely aware of how powerful Instagram as a profile remains, as a platform remains, right? I recorded a podcast last week. New artist on our platform, super interesting dude, this guy Court Whelan, and about an hour, or not even an hour, the next day, he's like, dude, thanks so much, for having me on the podcast. I got so many messages on Instagram, right? And the thing of it is, I got to get off my series. This was the podcast episode, photographer Court Whelan, right? And every time I record a new podcast episode, what do? I also stream it live to Instagram, because Instagram is the most important platform. And as a result of me streaming that live, right, like he got a ton of these messages. Hey, I started following you. And I was like, guys, just another reminder of how, impressive it is as a platform. And, I look at like what we've done at Art Storefronts with our Instagram profile over the last, call it, 9 months or whatever. We've gone from 100 to 165,000, right? So we are clearly doing a great job on it. And I can just tell you from a business standpoint, it's never been more valuable to us as a brand. Okay. Instagram is just incredibly powerful at getting people that do not know you, that do not follow you, to see and interact with your work for the very first time. And that's very, very exciting. And I alluded earlier to the fact that people don't follow the rules. Okay. So this is Reddit, and I'm on a subreddit that's called Art Business. And it doesn't matter whether you're active on Reddit or not. I like checking this from time to time because it gives me a nice, decent cross section of how artists, photographers, creatives out there feel about certain things. It's like a nice little sounding board for me to go and check, right? And these are all the most recent posts on Instagram. There's 104,000 members in this particular subreddit, okay? And what does it say? Many artists, these are just a sample of headlines, and I want to read a couple of these to make a point, okay? Many artists are feeling burnout by posting on Instagram and feeling the need to get likes. Are likes friends or foes? Where to show your art besides Instagram? Instagram followers, ugh, topic. What to do for exposure on Instagram these days? Has anyone had success reviving an old Instagram account? Where can artists go now that Instagram and Twitter are no longer good? I spent 1 year trying to grow Instagram. This is what I learned. I have 7,000 followers, but I still get 11 likes. Can't get any new followers. Alternatives to Twitter on Instagram. Instagram worth it anymore? And I look at this, and I genuinely think in my mind, like, what is going on here? Are those folks and me in the same theater and yet somehow watching completely different movies? I'm seeing more success and more great things happening on Instagram than ever before at any other time in history, aside from maybe COVID, when you could live stream on the platform. And what occurred to me is that most folks approach Instagram wrong. Okay. They just approach it wrong. And if I looked at your profile, are you one of the ones that falls into this bucket because it is such an easy thing to fix? Why all those artists on there were complaining about how Instagram's no longer good and it's lost all its reach and I can't make it happen, da 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 da. You are breaking the rules. Okay. You are breaking the rules of what Instagram is, and you're breaking the rules of what it is to be an artist, to be a photographer on the platform. Okay. And one of the ways that I love highlighting this, just at a macro, is going to Instagram. Did I have Instagram up when I closed it? I think I did. I got to reopen it. Hold on. This will just bear with me. This will just take a second. So one of the things that I love doing is I love going to the source. Okay. And who's the source? You guys have probably heard me talk about this before. Some of you maybe not, but Instagram is sort of unique in the sense that it has its own CEO. Yes, Zuckerberg is the CEO of Meta that owns Instagram, right? But they've got this guy Adam Mosseri, and he calls himself, I think he calls himself the head of Instagram, right? He doesn't even call himself the CEO, he calls himself the head. Anyway, he comes out and he's constantly giving advice, and he's constantly saying what's important on the platform, okay? And he's sort of a proxy for, hey, I'm not going to tell you exactly what's happening algorithmically on my platform, okay, on the platform, but I'm going to sort of hint, right? And so there's like a cottage industry of folks that just create content based on what this guy says. And what I found in my experience is, despite the fact that I love how transparent he is, and despite the fact he does a good job, you sort of have to read the tea leaves of what this guy is actually saying when he says the things that he's going to say, right? And I'm going to do this to make a larger point. I just want you to listen to this.
To help you connect with your friends on Instagram. We want Instagram not only to be a place where we support creativity, but one where you connect with the people that you care about most. Now, those features are reposts, a friend map, and a friends feed in the Reels tab. On reposts, it's been a request for many years now. And the reason why we're doing it now is, at this point, a lot of what you see on Instagram are recommendations from accounts you do not follow.
Which is awesome.
Are a way to make those more social, more friendly. Also, they're a way to give more credit back to the original content creators, because we know people already download and re-upload content on Instagram. The second is a friend map. Now, this is an opt-in experience, but if you want, you can share your location with your close friends list or a custom list of people that you care about and trust most.
8.
And when they go to the map, which you can get to from the top of the inbox, they will see the location of people who've decided to share their location with them, as well as any photos, carousels, reels, or stories that have location attached.
The point I'm making with showing you that is, he said on there, and the thing goes on, he said the word friend, like 16 times throughout that video, okay? What is he saying? What does that mean? What if we parse that? What does that mean? Instagram is going all in on being the place where you spend time with friends, where you interact with friends, where you send messages with friends, where you tell your friends what location you're hanging out, okay? He's clearly stating that we are going all in on making this the #1 place to hang out with friends, okay? What's the nuance in that for artists? Because there's a very, very important one. Is your Instagram profile, is your Instagram page that of a straight business, or is it that of a friend? How would you answer that question? Okay. How would you answer it? I think for most artists, they are treating it like my Instagram profile is first and foremost a business, and pretty much only a business. And therefore, how am I ever going to be a friend? I'm not, right? And this all maps back to a couple of different things. But one, yes, you guys technically have a business, each and every one of you. You have a business in which you're attempting to sell your creations to folks, okay? I get that, and that's fantastic. But nobody's really friends with a business, okay? People are friends with people, with human beings, okay? Human beings have certain characteristics. Do you know what those characteristics are? They don't walk around all day going art, buy my art. Photography, buy my photography, okay? And yet I think a great number of artists and photographers, #1, all they do with their Instagram profiles is push the business, push the creations, push the business. There's nothing about you. There's nothing about what makes you tick. There's nothing about what makes you interesting. There's nothing about you that I could potentially become friends with, aside from the fact that you're an artist. Okay. That's it. That's it. How many of you guys are breaking that rule? And I get it. I talked about this so much. All artists, for the most part, love hiding behind the canvas. All photographers love hiding behind the lens. It's not about me. It's about my creations. It's about my creations. It's about my creations. You're so wrong about that, you guys. It is about you. Art sales are 50-50. They are 50%, okay, a meritocracy on the quality of the product that you are selling, and they are 50% who you are as a person. It's probably even more than that, right? It's probably even more than that. And no one's saying you can't have a business and attempt to sell your wares and attempt to sell your products. All I'm saying is if you want to do significantly better on Instagram, if you don't want to be one of these artists that's complaining about how the reach is done and how you're not getting any likes and how you're not getting any comments and how the following's not going up and Instagram is dead, help me, help me, help me. You got to do a little work yourself. And that work has to be, you have to share something about who you are as a human being, not about your business. You need to go into each and every single solitary week asking yourself, what can I post on this platform that has absolutely nothing to do with my art and what I'm trying to sell? Ask yourself that. When is the last time on your business page, on your business profile, on the Instagram handle that you're using to market, where you posted something that has absolutely nothing to do with your identity as a creator? The minute you start changing that, all of your metrics on Instagram will start going up. The minute you change that, you are going to get more likes, you are going to get more comments, you are going to get more shares, you are going to get more direct messages on Instagram. It cannot be all just about your art, just about your photography, just about your process. You have to mix in a little bit. Who are you as the creator? What makes you tick? What makes you interesting? What are you passionate about? What do you do when you're not creating art? Where does this artistic eyeball come from? What are your vulnerabilities? What are your peccadillos? Okay. You do not have to become a Kardashian or some sort of reality TV star. You don't have to talk about what you had for lunch every day. But if you're a cook, I want to know about the fact that you're a cook. If you're a dog person, I want to know about the fact that you're a dog person. If you're a parent and you're going through parenting, I want to know about that. If you like skateboarding, I want to hear about that. The minute you guys start opening yourselves up and you start sharing on your profile a little bit of stuff that has nothing to do with your creations, Instagram, the people that are potentially following you on Instagram, the people that are going to see your post on Instagram are going to realize that more so than just a business that posts their art all the time, you're actually a human being. You're someone that I might actually like to be friends with. You're someone I might want to say, you know what, I have this in common with them. You will develop deeper bonds with your audience. You will get more engagement on Instagram. That engagement will in turn drive more additional new looks that eventually end up on your art and discover you're an artist. And like the analogy that I always give, and I think it's a simple one. It's like if we were at a party, okay, and I have never met you, you've never met me, and we both got a drink at the bar, and we strike up a conversation. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm Patrick. And you're like, hey, I'm Gordon. How you doing, Gordon? We would start making chit chat, right? I'd find out a little bit about you. You'd find out a little bit about me. Imagine that conversation if every word out of your mouth was, I'm an artist. Oh, good, Gordon. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm working really, really hard on my art. Okay, amazing. So who do you know here? Well, I know anyone that knows me as an artist because I'm an artist and that's what I do. I'm an artist. I sell art. I have art for sale. Do you want art? Do you want art? Buy one, get one free? Do you want art 15% off? I'm an artist. By the way, here's my process. Like, you would never enter a conversation like that. And what Instagram essentially is one giant conversation. It is one giant conversation you're looking to have with the world. Hey, here's who I am. Here's what I do. Here's what I create. And here's everything else that I do. Let's talk about it, right? And so many of you guys are breaking these rules. And look, I get it. I hate social media. I despise social media. I loathe social media, despite the fact I'm a digital marketer. I don't post anything ever. Okay. So if anyone understands the way that you're feeling, it is me. But you have got to be contrarian in this situation, you guys. You've got to realize that you are the brand as much as the art is the brand. And we know plenty about the art. We know very little about you. And you've got to fix it. And you've got time to fix it between now and the run up to Q4. If you guys start being a little bit more vulnerable, if you start giving us a little window into your world, every single solitary one of you is an interesting human being. You have interests, you have hobbies, you have passions, you have things you like, you have things that drive you nuts, you have peccadillos, you have a life, right? We all have a life. We all have those things going on. And guess what? There are so many people that share those likes, those views, those wishes, those wants, those aspirations, those vulnerabilities. If we don't know about it, if your people on Instagram that are discovering you for the first time don't know about it, you're never going to get our attention. You're not going to attract us. You're not going to get us to stick around. You're not going to have us wondering what you're going to do next. Okay. Every one of you that is trying to leverage this thing, which the whole world is on 24 hours a day, okay, needs to start giving us a window into who you are, what makes you tick, what makes you interesting. Okay. You need to ask yourself when you're going to post things, what is something that I can post that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I am an artist trying to create and sell things? That is what you have to do. And if you start doing that, and if you start doing that consistently, if you start asking yourself that even when you are posting about your art, and you show a little side of your personality, I can guarantee you the entire world is on Instagram. People that are interested in who you are, people that are interested in what you do, people that have those same things in common, people who used to travel to your hometown, people that went to high school with you, whatever the case may be, okay? The more of that stuff you can mix in, the more successful you are going to be as an artist, as a photographer, as we run up to Q4. It's just that simple. Everyone that is complaining about Instagram not working and not getting likes and not getting comments and not getting action, I can guarantee you is sharing way too much about their art and not about anything else. Because if you share about those other things and you share about your art, the algorithm takes care of the score. Now, yes, you have to be consistent. Okay. Yes, you have to be consistent. But the two biggest areas that artists and photographers fail is not being consistent and only sharing their art. You can't be a business. No one falls in love with a business. They just don't, you guys. Like, how many businesses are you in love with? I mean, sure, we have affinity for certain ones here or there, but we don't really give a damn to visit their social media pages, do we? Unless we need something. Your job is to be a friend, right? Like, why did I share this Mosseri thing? All of Instagram, friend map. Let's talk about the new features. Friend map and friends feed in the reel tab with repost. You can now share things to friends. Friend. If you are a friend, if you are opening yourself up to be a friend on Instagram, somebody that would actually want to get to know you and not just a business, contemplate how powerful of a mental model that is. It will change what you're doing. And yes, you guys, I understand a great many of you are like, I don't want social media to know who I am, what I do. I'm not that interesting. All of that is BS. Okay. Every single solitary one of us is a unique and interesting human being. No one is saying you have to share your deepest, darkest secrets. Okay. No one is saying you have to film yourself 24 hours a day, but you better give us a window into who you are. What can I post this week that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I'm an artist creating art, trying to sell art? Can you do that? Can you start doing that a couple of days a week? What would happen to your followership, your fans, your direct messages, your engagement, all of the metrics if you started doing that? I'll tell you what will happen. Instagram, by virtue of the fact that they show posts that they know people will like based on what they scan in the post, will be like, hey, guys, check this out. All of a sudden, they're posting not about their art, about something else. Let me go find the something else's out there that like this type of stuff. Each new and unique window into your world where you are interested in something, you're doing something, you're talking passionately about something, you're ranting, you're doing whatever you're doing, represents a different algorithmic audience on that platform. The more lines in the water that you have algorithmically, the higher the chance that Instagram is going to show your posts to new people. Your personality is just as much of a draw as your art. It just is. It always will be. It always will be. So if you just tweak your guys' strategy a little bit, if you just start doing this now, starting today, August 19th, by the time that we hit October 1st, October 15th, November 1st, you're going to have a much, much more engaged audience on Instagram. They are going to be interacting with you more often. And as a result of that, your brand, what you do, the creations you create, and the fact that you're trying to sell them is going to be on a whole heck of a lot more people's radar. Okay? These are simple rules. You've got to follow the simple rules. It's just how it goes. Your odds of making it on Instagram, only posting your art all the time, They are just not good. And it doesn't matter how damn talented of a photographer, how damn talented of an artist, how damn talented of a creator you are, because it just keeps you in a narrow lane, right? If it's just your art all the time, you're on one lane of the freeway, and that's the only lane on Instagram you're ever going to be. This is one of the widest freeways in the entire world, okay, of all the various different interests and niches and groups. You could be in a whole bunch of those different lanes on the freeway. You guys, all you have to do is give us a window into who you are, what makes you tick, what makes you interesting. That's the goal. That's the game. That's what you got to start doing, especially as we're 33, 34 days until Q4 starts. You guys, we have to start letting the art buying world know that you exist as an artist, you exist as a human being. The holiday buying season is coming and you're around. Okay. If you don't start doing that work now, by the time we get close to that holiday buying season, you've already lost because nobody knows you exist. And it's very, very hard to get attention in 24 to 48 hours. Okay. It takes days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks and months. We've got days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks and months right now until the huge holiday buying season. What are you going to do to turn things around on Instagram, to start getting that attention coming to your profile? Now is the time. Now is the time. There is never a better time all year long. This time comes up every single solitary year, and it is the artists, the photographers, the creators that take it seriously, that realize that more sales will happen in this last quarter than any other time all year long, that are ready, that are going to take advantage, and are going to see a significant increase in sales. Okay. I want this to be you. This absolutely can be you. You've got to just change up your strategy. Okay. Art sales are 50-50. You could almost make an argument that art sales could be 80-20. 80% they fall in love with the artist, 20% a meritocracy on the work. But if you guys take it seriously, if you just ask yourself, what can I post today that has absolutely nothing to do with my art? Nothing. Okay. It just has to do with who you are, what you're interested in, what you're passionate about, what your hobbies are, what grinds your gears, what stir fries you. Any and all of the above can work. It can work fantastically. And the minute you start doing that, you are going to transition from just being a business on Instagram to actually being a human being. Human beings make friends with other human beings. Human beings don't make friends with businesses. You want to be a human being. It's just that simple. More rants on Q4 coming up. Karen's asking, post your stories or in the feed. Both. Very important, both. I would argue the feed is actually more important than stories because stories decay after 24 hours. That being said, the analogy for Instagram, you guys, is Instagram is a house party. Okay. And your job is you want you hanging on the wall in multiple different rooms. Okay. Of that house party. What are the rooms? Room number one. That's the feed. What goes in the feed? Posts. They can either be individual image posts, individual video posts, carousel posts, which can be all images or a hybrid of images and videos. Next room, reels. Okay. The reels also go in your feed, but the reels are also on the reels tab. Those are 2 rooms. Stories, 3 rooms. Depending on who the Instagram user is, they might come into that house party and only go to 1 room. They might come into that house party and go to 2 rooms. They might come into that house party and go to all 3 rooms. You're never going to know. It's impossible to time. What we try to do is we try to make sure our art, our personality, our product is hanging in the wall of all 3 rooms at once. You could potentially argue what I'm doing now, live broadcast, a 4th room of the Instagram party, but for the time being, focus on the 3 and you'll win. And you'll win. Make it about you. And thanks for saying that, Gina. You get it. Like, you just can't be art all the time. Like, nobody wants to hear that all the time. Okay. In fact, nobody wants to hear that most of the time. They want to hear it when they want to hear it and they know how to ask. So who are you as a person, right? Who are you as a person? It's so, so important. And no one ever talks about that. And again, it breaks my heart, you guys, because I sit here and I look at this. And again, for those of you that weren't on earlier, it's a subreddit on subreddit called Art Business, right? And it's got 104,000 members, so there's a lot of people on here. And if I put in Instagram, okay, in the search engine on this thing, and I scroll down, 80% of these messages are Instagram sucks, Instagram's cursed, Instagram doesn't work anymore, I can't get anything about Instagram, why am I wasting my time with this? And it's a bunch of these people that are like, I never cared to learn the rules of how a particular platform works, and I'm just going to phone in the effort. And as a result of me not getting the instantaneous results because I'm so incredibly badass as an artist, I'm going to come onto an online forum and knock Instagram. Like, you got to learn the rules. Okay. And for those that do and those that take it seriously, it is the single solitary greatest platform that exists in history for an artist or a photographer to get discovered. Okay. But you got to know the rules. So I'll leave you with this. What is it that you can start posting that has absolutely nothing to do with your identity as an artist, what you create as an artist, the fact that you're in the art business? What can you show us that proves you're a human being and not a business? If you focus on that, you guys, you'll win. And the beautiful thing is we've got time. Okay. You start putting this into play right now, where we sit, August 19th. Things are going to look better in August. Things are going to look better in September. We are going to be coming into October cooking with gas and ready to roll. More content on this to follow. Hope you enjoyed that. Sorry, I got a little passionate, and I'll see you on some future rants. Thanks for listening, though. I appreciate your attention.